Shalom, how's everyone doing? For those who don't know me, my name is Mr. Andrew Williams. I'm also known as the Homeless Author. My web, www.awnovels.com. This morning, I'd like to speak about the fact, why is the Pope visiting here, the United States of America? I'm going to give a brief history of what's going on and why, because I have a short window in this video, about 10 minutes or less. So please do your best to try to understand and keep up. The reason that the Pope is visiting here the United States of America is the simple fact, according to biblical prophecy, is this, that the United States of America is known as the second beast. To help the Pope wane back in full power and full strength and full authority to rule the whole world and to be worshipped as a false Christ or a false God. This is what's taking place now behind closed doors with the president and the leaders of this country, of the government. They are making plans to have the Pope set up to be worshipped and to be feared as a God. You will read this in Revelation chapter 3, verse 3. And I saw one of the heads as it was wounded to death, and his deadly wounds was healed, and all the world wondered after the beast. What verse 3 is actually saying that in 1798, the Pope was killed. This is symbolic. It's not actually talking about his literal death. It's talking about he was killed from authority, he was killed from all his powers, and he was killed from all his ruling over the land, the country, or the world during that time. So this is a symbolic prophecy that's taken place, that had took place in 1798. If you notice the other phrase of verse 3, his deadly wounds was healed. What happened? What have took place during 1798 have moved up during our time in 2015, that the Pope is completely healed or resurrected or came back to life, or his wound is healed from his death. Now, let's go into what's taking place here in America. As the president, as government leaders are making plans right now to put the Pope back into full power so he can be worshipped as a God or be worshipped as a false Christ. And if you move down to Revelation 13 to verse 11, it also readeth, and I beheld another beast coming up out of the earth, and he had two horns, like a lamb, and he spake as a dragon. Now, this other beast that verse 11 is speaking of is America. America, well, as we all know, is a Christian nation. That's what it means by the lamb. But at the same time, it speaks as a dragon. America is also known as a demonic nation or an evil country. That's what it means as the dragon. And he exercised all the power of the first beast before him, and causes the earth and them which dwelleth therein to worship the first beast, whose deadly wound was healed. That is verse 12 in Revelation chapter 13. as America causing everybody to follow and worship the Pope, which is also biblically known as the first beast. This is biblical prophecy is taking place now as we witness it ourselves during our time as the President of the United States of America and all the government leaders in this country is causing everybody to give praise and worship to the Pope. That's what verse 13, this is what verse 12 is talking about. Now, we have not moved yet to the other biblical prophecies in our times of 13 is speaking of, but it will very soon come as when the Pope is fully back in full power and authority to be worshipped and praised as a false Christ or a false God. For 13 do say, and he doeth great wonders, so that he maketh fire come down from heaven on the earth in the sight of man. We have not seen this prophecy took place yet, but according to the other prophecies in chapter 13, the prophecy in verse 13 will take place very, very soon, that we will see the Pope himself will do great miracles or great works or great wonders in the sight of men. We will witness this during our time. And that will take place any moment now. Another prophecy is about to take place along with that is when you go down to Revelation chapter 13 and verse 15, it reads, "And he had power to give life unto the image of the beast, that the image of the beast should both speak and cause that as many as he would not worship the image of the beast should be killed." In other words, a lot of people don't understand what this symbolic meaning is, the image of the beast. According to biblical teaching and according to biblical prophecy, the image of the beast is the military strength of America. That's actually the image of the beast. And the Pope, behind closed doors, in private meetings with the President of this country and other leaders of this country, are making plans to make America military extremely powerful with demonic powers and demonic strength, not just physical weapons. Believe it or not, there's a lot going on here that you find very hard to believe. And verse 16 make it very clear, "And he causeth all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a mark in their right hand and on their forehead." I don't have time in this video to go into all that, but it don't mean what you think. But since I have less than 2 minutes, this is what this is exactly saying. Very soon, and I mean very soon, any day now, that the mark of the beast is going to take place. And what the mark of the beast is Sunday worship or the Sunday law. This is what this is really all about. And like I said many times before, you don't have to believe what I say, but study and read the Bible for yourself and understand the symbolic signs that it teaches. And you will find that what I'm saying is very true. No, the mark of the beast is not a chip that you're going to plant on your forehead or on your hands. Actually, the mark of the beast is Sunday worship. So I will leave it at that, and I will talk about that on another video clip. So you all have a good and blessed day. Shalom.